Welcome to Sounds of Brass.
And welcome to this week's Brass Band Weekly here on Sounds of Brass Radio. Your 15-minute journey through the latest performances, contest results, community stories and behind-the-scenes happenings from the brass band world. Whether you're polishing your tenor horn or just here for the news, let's get straight into it. We start with a story that really captures the heart of brass banding. Denmead Brass Band visited Denmead Grange Care Home this week, and the reaction was priceless. Residents were absolutely glowing. You know the look people get when a piece of music unlocks a memory. There was a lot of that going on. One resident apparently insisted on trying the bass drum, and honestly, who can blame them? It's moments like this that remind us brass bands aren't just about contest, they're about community, connection and joy. Meanwhile, in the northwest of England, a charity concert supporting a young family man connected to the banding community drew an incredible turnout. The hall was packed, the raffle table was overflowing, and the atmosphere was one of pure generosity. Brass banders always show up when it matters. And speaking of showing up, NHS staff in Tameside and Glossop have formed their own brass group to boost morale. Now imagine finishing a shift and then unwinding with a bit of sleigh burn. That's therapy for you. A major highlight for the contest world. Tommy Tynan of the Black Dyke Band has been named the National Youth Brass Band of Great Britain Young Conductor winner. His performance in Tidworth impressed adjudicators and showcased the rising talent within the UK youth conducting scene. He impressed the adjudicators with clarity, confidence and musical maturity well beyond his years. Definitely a conductor to watch out for. And Chino Brass Band has announced Chris Andrews as their new conductor along with three new signings. They're gearing up for the first section debut in Stevenage. Big moments for them and a bold move. And looking ahead, the Royal Northern College of Music International Brass Band Festival has released early details for 2026. Always a highlight of the banding calendar, workshops, world premieres, big name conductors, and of course the late night socialising. The Italian brass band based in Rome continues to maintain a high-profile musical presence in the Eternal City after recently hosting a highly successful School of Brass 3.0 based at the Ennio Morricone School. Over 20 brass instrumental students aged from 8 years old to 50 joined the ensemble to enjoy different masterclasses and events led by the Italian representative at the forthcoming European Championships in Linz. Delegates came from the wider Rome region as well as far as the Netherlands for the weekend of music making. It started on Friday evening with Giuseppe Saggio, musical director of the Italian brass band, joined by band president Claudio Valente in welcoming them before starting rehearsals on the pieces to be played at the event's final concert. These included Music for a Festival, Capricorno, played by Marco Tratto, and By the Sleepy Lagoon by Philip Spark, as well as Peter Graham's Gale Force and Philip Harper's arrangement of Las Soirs de los Tantos and Encore Sing Sing Sing. Saturday saw a full day of rehearsals and masterclasses, with the players also able to get free repairs to their instruments thanks to the craftsmanship of acclaimed repairer Johnny Cascalangli. The renowned tuba virtuoso Salvatore also provided a masterclass lecture on his new book about the instrument entitled Linguaggio della Tuba. Sunday saw the final rehearsal preparations for the concert before the band's vice president, Giovanni Celestino, provide an introductory lecture to delegates on the history and elevation of brass band repertoire. We pause now for a moment of reflection. Eccleston Brass Band shared the sad news of the passing of their president and founder member, Richard Knock. A bandsman since 1970, that's more than half a century of service, dedication and mentorship. The band honoured him with Eternal Father Strong to Save, a nod to his Merchant Navy background, a fitting tribute, and our thoughts are with his family and the Eccleston community. In France, organisers have announced details for the 2026 French National Championship. It'll be held in Forges-les-Orques, with strong entries expected in the second and third divisions. The French banding scene has been growing fast. Meanwhile, closer to home, the Cooperation Band has appointed Alex Ramsey as their new principal cornet player. Nearly 20 years with the band, that's loyalty and a big moment for him personally. Over in the Netherlands, the first all-boys brass band took home the top prize at the Dutch Open Brass Band Championships. They played with real authority, tight ensemble, expressive soloists, and a programme that really landed with the audience. And here's a little bit of a fun one for you. New research suggests that brass bands may not have originated with coal miners at all. Apparently, the roots go back to the Napoleonic Wars. So next time someone says brass bands come from the pits, then you can say, well, actually. The Scottish champions Whitburn recently enjoyed an annual awards presentation evening where individuals and section accolades were made. Solo horn Andrew McMillan was Player of the Year, while long-serving soprano Scott Forrest was named Players Player. Veteran horn player Ian Fleming was celebrated as Bandperson of the Year. The award recognised the outstanding contributions made to the ongoing success of the band on and off the contest stage, with Andrew in particular gaining critical acclaim for his performance as the musical voice of Kelly, the landmark National Theatre of Scotland production during its Scottish tour. Long service awards were also presented to solo trombone player Paul Kernan and B-flat tuba player Neil Gawley, who have completed 10 and 20 years of service respectively. The next generation of young players were also recognised. The Whitburn Youth Band Player of the Year was Elaide Stevenson, with the Bandperson accolade going to Ruby Morrison, and Most Improved Player to William Luke. The Whitburn Heartlands Band Players of the Year was L.D. Stevenson, while Ruby Morrison was the Bandperson of the Year. The awards night concluded with a presentation of Charlie and Caroline Farron for the continued excellent work with the whole organisation, from Whitburn Band to Whitburn Wee Band and Whitburn Youth Band. The Del Mellington Band has appointed the experienced Ralph Brill as resident conductor. The band stated that the highly respected military and brass band musician brings exceptional experience, musical authority and artistic insight to the role. One which they added saw them excited to begin this new chapter under his leadership. They also took the opportunity to thank Andrew Duncan for his valued contributions as he now focuses on his composition and professional playing work. They also added by saying that the band are grateful for Andy's input and wish him every success in the future. Band have been preparing for their appearance at this year's Royal Northern College of Music International Brass Band Festival, which will feature the much anticipated world premiere of Richard Blackford's major new work, Orbital. Commissioned by the consortium partnership of 5 bands, BBC Radio 3 and Nimbus Music Publications, it will be performed in Manchester on Sunday the 25th of January from 3 p.m. The composition has also involved the insight of renowned orchestral conductor Martin Brabbins, who recently joined the composer in a visit to Corey's band room to enjoy working with them on the piece with musical director Philip Harper. Brassing Concert Champions, the Cooperation Band, has announced the launch of its core percussion ensemble. The project has been made possible thanks to generous funding from the Pear Tree Trust and support from Adams Percussion at the Cluth Trust. The ensemble will be led by percussionist Paul O'Malley. The highly respected freelance percussionist has performed with the Halle, the BBC Scottish Symphony, the BBC Harp Philharmonic, Royal Scottish National Orchestra and Scottish Opera, as well as gaining extensive tutoring experience working closely with the band of the Scots Guards and supporting the development of elite military percussionists. The core percussionist ensemble is open to all ages and abilities from across Scotland and will hold rehearsals once a month at 5 p.m. at Prince House, West Campbell Street in Glasgow. The ensemble will benefit from using brand new Adam percussion instruments. The first rehearsal date is Sunday the 8th of February. Let's hit some quick headlines now. A Gorick musician has been honoured for 50 years of service. Christchurch Cathedral hosted live music again for the first time since earthquake damage. And one of the world's top brass bands is searching for a new rehearsal home. And now a little feature chat. Let's talk about the unsung heroes of banding, the librarians. Oh yes, the people who know exactly where the missing third cornet part is and who can fold a march card faster than you can say Whit Friday. We salute you librarians, as without you, half the band would be playing the wrong piece. And that brings us to the end of this week's Brass Band Weekly Catch-Up News. Until then, keep your valves oiled, your tuning slides moving and your rehearsal snacks plentiful. So from myself, Peter Webster, and everyone here at the Sounds of Brass newsroom, that was your weekly Brass Band Entertainment and Brass Band World News.